Hello guys,
Welcome back to another class. This is topic number 5, skit writing from fun and recreation. So today, skit writing refers to a writing of small little clips for drama. So that is what we will learn today.
so what have you seen at play in your life? So you see here on your left, what is it? An example, so it's the Lion King, so it's like a theater, and they play the movie as a theater.
So then think about the last time you saw a drama in real life. Okay, have you been to a drama? Have you participated in a drama? Have you ever played a character? So think about all those things, and we will talk about script writing going forward. So today we will learn about skit writing to be able to show simple dramatic arts and theatrical works and explain the relationship between dramatic arts and theatrical work in how they encounter in daily life. The importance of creating and maintaining relationship with others and using information technology to collaborate by having understanding rights and respecting others' rights and tell associated people when found inappropriate information.
So the vocabulary, the skit, so that's part of the script, it's what you write down on your paper.
Second is dramatic. So dramatic is an adjective. So you describe a person and say he is a dramatic person. Means someone who likes a lot of drama. Okay? A lot of drama, a lot of conflict, think different, fight with people. So all that is part of dramatic.
Then you have improvise, the verb improvise. So it's when you don't calculate and you don't plan. So you say, I improvise and I go somewhere without planning. And in acting, you improvise, you don't have a script, you just improvise the script.
So the next is character. So character is the person you play. So if you're playing the Lion King and then you play Simba, so Simba is the character and you will do a drama as Simba as an actor or actress.
Then you have conflict. It's almost same like dramatic, but it's the noun. So there's a conflict about one friend with another friend. A conflict.
So the next is villain. So villain is usually the negative person in the story, the person with whom the hero has a conflict. So the hero wants to do something good, and then the villain wants to do something bad, and then they have a conflict with each other.
Then you have team. So that's the songs related to the movie or the script.
And theme can also mean the underlying storyline. Okay, so you have theme as the background music, or you have theme as the theme of the story.
So here work mode, little game. Can you match the word with the correct description?
So on the left side, you have single words as vocabulary, and then try to find the meaning on the right hand side. So a play is the stage representation of an action or story. Okay, that is a play. So then what is the script? Okay, so I'll help you here. The script is the written text of a play or broadcast. Okay, so that is the script. So now this is your work mode. You have to write down the questions, which is the left hand side, and then you have to find the correct answer, which is on the right hand side. Okay, so pause the video here and try to do this exercise.
And here the answers.
Okay, so if you missed out on anything, then you can check your answers here. Or if you're not able to do it and you found it hard, you can copy this. But please copy all of this because this is very important. Okay, so the play is the stage representation of a story. The script is the written text. So you write the script before you practice the play. The plot is the event that happens in the story. Okay, the scene. So once you have the story, you break it up into many scenes. You show scene 1, scene 2, and then you stitch the story. And then you have the characters, who are the people, and sometimes you have a voiceover, so that is the narrative. So narrative is when you're watching the movie and someone is talking in the background, so that is the narrator. And then the actors talk with each other using the dialogue. And finally, you have the stage direction. So how do you move on the stage? How do you walk on the stage? That is the stage direction.
Okay. So a story needs what? So like we said before, characters, many characters. So at least few actors to make a story. And then a plot with conflict. So in every movie you have like up and downs, and you have the villain and the hero. And then you have a beginning, a middle part, and the end part. And then you have the hero and the villain. Then something goes wrong for the hero. Then the hero fixes the problem. And then the hero learns a lesson. So in every movie, it's almost the same concept. Like if you see the Marvels or all the other superhero movies, it's almost the same in every movie.
Okay, so if you think about Marvel Avengers, the heroes were all the superheroes, and the villain was Thanos. And then Thanos wanted to destroy the world by clicking his fingers. And the heroes wanted to save the world. So they both had a conflict. Okay? So when two people want to do something different and they fight, that is a conflict. And that is very, very important for any story, for any drama. Okay?
Every story needs conflict. There is no perfect movie with no conflict. So you have to create a character profile. So you have the character profile, peg. And you have all the character, tough, bunny, selfish, strange, ugly, etc. So that's, you have here like the appearance and the personality. So you can create your own character profile for your thinking tool.
Okay, and if you look here, this is a lot of adjectives to describe the character. So on the top you have character appearance. So I told you physical adjectives like fat, small, tall, tiny. Okay, all those are physical adjectives. And then I told you there was an emotional adjective. So that is in the bottom. So talkative, fun, adventurous, cheerful, nasty, all those are character personalities.
So the story structure, you have the beginning. So where, when does the story take place? Who are the characters? And what is the problem?
And then you have to think, what does the character do to solve the problem? Okay? And what other problems does the character face? And then finally, how does the story end? Is the problem solved? Okay? Now, sometimes the story is so big that they break it into 3 or 4 or 5 movies. So if you remember watching Lord of the Rings, the beginning is one full movie. Then the middle is the second movie. And finally, the story ends in the third movie. Okay, so the story structure is very, very important.
So here you have an example from the script. So here, Jules, Vincent, Jimmy, the Wolf, so it's the title. And then you can start the script with the conversation or dialogue.
Okay, and in the middle you have Jules bred Jules. So this is the name of the character. And then in the bottom you have the lines. So the way you read this is Jules is one character and his line. You ever read the Bible, Brett? And then Brett says, yes. Then Jules says, there's a passage I got memorized. Okay? So when you write a script for a movie, this is how you write the script.
Okay, open your notebook and watch this video about theater art.
Today, we'll be discussing theater terms and concepts. Theater is fun and exciting for actors, technicians, and of course, the audience. Since there is nothing quite like live performance, there are also many unique terms and concepts. Today, we're going to explore some of the terms and ideas unique to theater. We'll begin with blocking. Blocking is movement instructions for actors. Every cross, every entrance, and every line is scripted, either by the director, the actor, the author, or a combination of all of them. This leads us to cross. It's simply movement from one place to another on stage. There is also a countercross. A countercross is a small cross by one actor in the opposite direction of the cross by another actor. Just as we say counterclockwise, we say countercross. Observe this example of countercross. This is Kurt and Amy, and they're going to demonstrate a countercross. As Kurt crosses, Amy makes a slight cross in the opposite direction. Now they'll demonstrate what it would look like without the countercross, and you can see for yourself it's a little less interesting and makes no connection between the characters. Way to go, guys! One important thing to remember is never cross without a purpose. No one moves somewhere for no reason. They have a reason, even if it's boredom, if it's interest, if it's anger, if it's frustration. Whatever the reason, there is a purpose behind that cross. General rule is to never cross without a purpose when on stage. Next, let's talk about entrances and exits. An entrance, or to enter, is when the audience becomes aware of the actor. So it's not simply when the actor walks on stage. You could be standing on stage behind a set piece. If the audience is not aware of you, you have not made an entrance. You could also be off stage. If your character were to scream on the side of the stage, the audience would become aware of you, and though you are not seen, you have made an entrance. Just as it's important to never cross without a purpose, it's also important to enter coming from somewhere. Now, of course you come from somewhere, but in this instance, we're talking about the emotional place that actor is coming from. Wherever the character happens to be when he enters, the emotional state must enter with him, both physically and emotionally. When entering and exiting, there's one extremely important thing to remember: sightlines. The stage rule for sightlines is simple. If you can see the audience, they can see you. Before it's time for an actor to enter, it's important they remember to position themselves out of the audience's view. When exiting, you must remain in character until you are out of the audience's line of sight. In this example, as we approach the stage, we see no actor. If we move to the house right seating, we still can see no actors. Actors are paying close attention to sight lines. As we move to the house left seating, we see an actor appear. This actor is not observing the sight lines. As we move above the stage, we can see that there are actually actors on both sides of the stage. One observing sightline rules, the other one is not. It's extremely important to think of sightlines while waiting in the wings. An actor's face conveys a character's emotion. For this reason, it's vital for the audience to be able to see an actor's face. For this reason, actors try to stay open to the audience. Staying open is standing on the stage, so most of the audience can see most of your face most of the time. This requires actors to cheat out. To cheat out is to turn slightly towards the audience, to remain open. It's important for actors to work together to make this appear natural. If an actor stands in a way that is difficult for the audience to see their face, this is called being closed, or closed off from the audience. A director will often be heard telling actors to open up or to cheat out, or alert an actor when they are closing off to the audience. One way for an actor to make certain they remain open is to utilize their upstage limb, using the arm or leg farthest from the audience in order to stay open. Here we see two actors. One is using their upstage arm, which keeps them open to the audience when placing the briefcase on the table. The other is using their downstage arm, which closes them off from the audience. This would also be true in almost any instance. If a character is simply tying their shoe, using their upstage foot will keep them open to the audience. An imaginary wall exists between the audience and the performers on stage. The fourth wall. While there are 3 natural walls surrounding an actor, there is a 4th wall that we can't see, the one between the actor and the audience. This is why actors don't look directly at the audience. However, there are times when characters in a story may speak directly to the audience. This is called breaking the 4th wall. In this instance, actors remain in character but demonstrate an awareness of the audience. Popular instances of this can be found on shows like The Office and Fuller House. Here is one of the best known instances of breaking the 4th wall.
I'll be home at 6 sharp. If you need anything, call.
I
love you, sweetie.
And then me.
Call if you need us.
They bought it.
One important thing to remember about breaking the 4th wall is that the actor is still the character while speaking to the audience. When an actor fails to continue to be the character, this is called breaking character. This is a failure by the actor. It is important for actors to remain in character at all times. There are times when it is incredibly difficult to stay in character, particularly if something goes wrong with another actor, prop, or set piece. In this instance, actors may have to improvise. Improvisation is when an actor remains in character but has to make up the story for a short time until the problem is corrected. There is actually a type of theater called improvisational theater, where the entire story is made up based on specific characters or situations. Today we've discussed blocking, cross, countercross, staying open, entrances and exits, cheating out, improvisation, and the 4th wall. This is a terrific beginning to learn the fun and exciting world that is theater.
Okay, welcome back. So after that video, this is part of your thinking tool. You have to write a drama, but the theme of the drama is human rights and living together. Okay, so take some ideas from this video, and then you can write your own drama about human rights and helping people.
So watch the video here for as an example, and then you can make the thinking tool.
We live in a globalized world. People, places, and economies are increasingly interdependent and interconnected. Ongoing global challenges are impacting all. Solutions require thinking and acting beyond national borders. Young people want an education that is relevant to their worlds and aspirations. Global citizenship education can help us learn to live together in peace. It nurtures respect for all, a sense of belonging to common humanity based on human rights. It helps learners think critically, understand the interconnections between the local and the global. It builds motivation to engage and assume active roles to resolve global challenges, and contributes to a more just, peaceful, tolerant, and sustainable world. Global citizenship education can be delivered in schools in a variety of subjects, but also outside of school. Community associations, authorities, the media, family. It concerns everybody. Education fosters global citizenship. When students learn about global issues and how these impact on their communities, when young people are given the opportunity to learn from each other, and when they're taught to respect each other's differences and opinion. Global citizenship education is most effective when teachers engage in participatory approaches to learning and are equipped with appropriate teaching materials. Global citizenship education is most likely to succeed
And here you have the example. So have here the character. You create 3 characters. And here you write the story with start, middle, and end. And then where the story is.
If you want, you can have more than 3 characters, but you need minimum of 2 characters for conflict. Okay, but you need to write a story and try to make it at least A4 size. Okay, and try to write at least 15 to 20 lines. Okay, and you can use Google Translate if you want help, but don't write the entire story like a story. Try to write it in dialogue. So character 1 will say something, then character 2 will say something, and then create the story using dialogue.
And don't forget the 3 parts, the start, the middle, and the end part, with the conflict in the middle, and then there's a probable solution at the end, and also the title of the movie. So what is the human rights and living together? So you learned about this at the last part with the thinking tool. So what do you think about it? And as usual, you write the meaning in Thai and in English.
And finally, write your drama or your skit in the theme of human rights and living together.
Okay, see you for the last video. Bye.